This is Jeffrey, which you all probably know me by Amonostudio. I'm just going to do a short review of recently some of the purchase I made as I venture into oil pastel lately. Pardon me, today I'm having a bad throat, but I'll just try to speak as clearly as possible. Hope everyone is okay with that. Okay, I just bought a box of Jetsu oil pastel from which is a China brand that came out in the last few years. I'll go into more in-depth properties description of the oil pastel later. And I also bought some tools that go along with oil pastels. They are the blenders brush. Okay, I basically bought 3 types of blender brush. So far, I've used the one in the middle, which later I'm just going to do a review on this as I use it to do a demonstration today. I'm just going to open up to show everyone later. Let me just get through with most of the stuff. And when you do pastel, you need paper. Paper is what I feel that is not so important like watercolors. In fact, you can use simple paper like cartridge paper or even watercolor paper or multimedia paper. It works well for most cases. Also partly you got to take notice whether you want to have texture in your painting. If you want more texture in your painting, you may want to go for those watercolor paper, but probably a lighter gauge one, unless you need to mount it on a bigger print. Then maybe you want to use 200 grams and above watercolor paper. But if not, normal multimedia paper will be just fine. I've been using multimedia paper all along. Recently, in the last 1 month, in all the works that I've done. And hate to say this, oil pastel is always very messy, right? It will dirty your hands, your table, and the immediate workspace that you have around you. So I always suggest it would be good to just lay down maybe a plastic sheet below or a piece of disused paper that you don't need. So I'm just using a simple craft paper below me as a base so that I don't make a mess of my table after I finish my painting. Okay, and very importantly, you need a serviette. Okay, why you need a serviette? Later I'll go into this aspect because other than wiping your hands, it's also very important to clean your oil pastel sticks as well as your blenders along the way as you draw. Yep. So this is one important tool that is used by a lot of oil pastel painters. When I first started, before I got this blender sticks, I was using cotton buds to actually do the blending of the pastel. But I realized that it's very tedious because cotton bud, you have to use a lot of cotton buds when you're doing the painting. Basically because you try to only use one color for the tip. Because once you get other colors that gets stained on it, you will get some contamination of colors onto the color that you're actually painting on the paper. So I will always advise to have a lot of cotton buds around if you are going to do different colors on the paper, so that throw them away once the thing is more or less saturated with all the pigments and the oil pastel on it, and use a new one, because there's always this fear that when you're blending, it actually contaminates the color that you're working on if you're using a different color. So to the rescue is actually what's in the market called the pastel blenders. So this is the set that I actually got recently. It comes in 3. Why it comes in 3? Let me just let everyone have a closer look. They serve different function. So if you look at the tip of the first one, so this is a bevel edge one. So this is good for spreading over a bigger area. And then the next one is actually a bevel on both sides. So if you look at the side of the thing, as I twist it, you can see. So this helps you to do a little bit better like a flat brush to create a very solid broad line, or to help you to do the aging. And lastly is like a conical shaped tip. Basically it looks like a saber brush, but all these are hard foams actually. So it's easy to work on the paper. It won't deteriorate, it won't change shape. So this one is really good for trying to get fine lines or to do a blending at the edge. It will ensure that you get a very sharp tip edge. So along the way, colors do get onto the tip of the brush. So you want to clean it always with the serviette or tissue paper. You just need to twist it, and later you'll be seeing more as I do the demo. So over time, I have been using predominantly this tool, which is to help me get a fine tip, and this one is more like to help me spread on a wider surface. This one is lesser used because this is more, it's a hybrid between these two, because it allows you to do spreading, but at the same time it gives you a flat brush effect. So I tend to use this tool rather than this one, because sometimes when I paint outdoor, it's just not practical to bring so many pens around. So these two are the ones that I usually use, the blue and the gray ones. Okay, so this is the Jetsu's oil pastels, which I'm going to showcase today, and also do a trial with it. I bought the 36 color ones. They have mentioned that this is an artist grade oil pastel. I must say I have pleasant experience using this oil pastel. The color is very vibrant, and let me just open up and let everyone take a look inside. Yeah, this is how it looks like. Very nicely, neatly presented. The good thing I like about Jetsu's box set was that they actually give you 3 sticks of white color. Sorry, this one is already used halfway. So there used to be a white color stick like this one here. So they give you 3 white color pastels, right? Yeah. Because white is probably the color that you use most, and then the rest of the colors come in a big spectrum of colors, in warm tones, cool tones, the blacks, the grays. Okay, so if you think that this color is not enough for you, they have up to a box of 48 colors and up to 72 colors as well. So I bought a simple set to start with, and this is the 36 color ones. I must say the paper, the pastel is really soft. Frankly speaking, if you pick it up with your hands, and if you look at my hand, I will just do this. You see, it's so soft that you can actually draw on your hands, you know, and it's quite easily cleaned off with the serviette that I mentioned. So that's why I say serviette is very important when you're doing pastel, because it helps you to wipe off your pastel sticks. So if you look at pastel sticks, sometimes when you're blending, right, it gets color on it, like this one. So what do you do with the pastel? What do you do to clean it up? You just basically twist that part that has some contamination or colors on it, and you can see that the pastel is now clean. And because this pastel from Jetsu is so soft, as you clean it, you can actually mold the tip actually to a sharp tip or to a flattened tip, like a flat brush, so that you can get better edges as you go along. So I'm just going to do a demo later with this set of oil pastel, and I'm just going to go introduce the next few tools to all of you.